That was pretty hilarious.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review Entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. And today we are getting lit.
Hey!
That's what I'm talking about.
Today is a wind down. Well, green light now. Shout out to
alcohol. Alcohol is
Hey, listen,
alcohol,
ladies and gentlemen, whatever you got, just bring it to the table. If it's wine, cool. If it's some gin or tequila or vodka, bring it to the table because we're going to talk Squid Game.
Yes.
2 episodes like how we did last week.
Mm-hmm.
This should be a fun review. I mean, I say it's fun because we're sitting here drinking. We're sitting here drinking, talking about all the stuff that's going to go on. So we're talking about 6 and 7. And before we go to break down 6, this was the episode it seemed like everyone was hit the most about. I mean, just universally. You could tell I've been drinking. I'm already slurring my words. There we go. That's the beauty when you drink. You can just blame it on stuff instead of really just you're not opening your mouth enough. But everyone's talked so much about how episode 6, how much it hit them. I mean, even if you watch it on YouTube, they have a lot of I'm gonna say like watch alongs, but just the end on how much it hit them emotionally. But let's break it down. See, why don't we talk about the Superior, aka the Mario Kart Queen?
Hey, I'm glad you know. So I'm on Mario Kart. Just hit me up in the DM if you're trying to play me and lose. But back to Squid Games. So yeah, this episode we are.
Poor Vic. Vic is like, I only missed 1 week. What the hell happened?
Right?
I missed 1 week.
So
we saw the UPR cart.
UPR cart?
Yeah.
All right, let's get in the episode. Let's get the people what they came for. Episode 6, Squid Games. So we open up. We're in a line. We're at the dorms, but we're in a line lining up, right? They're like, sizing each other up. They're about to go into this next room because another game is about to begin. They go into the next room. Oh wait! Before they go into the next room, we got the game players or the PlayStation masters. They're surveying the lines, and as they're going through the lines, right, they peep agent number 1, and lo and behold, he's been feeling kind of sick, right? But apparently, when they walked through the line, the agent number 1, he just let it loose, like he pissed his pants, like he had an accident, but. Our good friend 456, he was there, in the clutch. He hooked him up. He said, hey, here, take my jacket. I don't need it. Wrap it up, fix yourself, right? And that was more than what I would have did, because I'll be damned if somebody wrapped their little pissy pants around my little fresh, clean jacket.
I know. Bloody too. Don't forget fresh bloody jacket. I'm pretty sure that I don't think
bloody,
those things
but
ever
at least
been
it ain't
bloody.
pissy. We ain't gonna add no piss on top of the blood now. But
yeah, I mean that's too much. No one want no BP on there. But yeah, the old man had to let loose. He had to cut it. But hey, good on 456. Well, I almost said 459. 456.
Yeah, so he let him use his coat to cover himself up. They all get escorted to the next area, the next game area. And they're told that, hey, you gotta pick a partner because we're doing 2 by 2 by 2, right? So everybody starts pairing up. We got, it's still some of this misogyny going on. None of the dudes want to be partnered with none of the girls. Like something's going on. So the ladies are struggling to find partners, right? And it was during this time that Mr. Sneaky Man, what's his name, Golden Boy, where's he at? Y'all know
Golden
what I'm talking about. Yeah, Golden Boy. Somebody deleted him.
Oh, that's awful.
Right.
Someone did?
After I
Really?
specifically asked. But anyway.
They did?
They sure did.
Wow.
She did, and she's gonna pull out a receipt later about that.
Who? She? Oh no, somebody definitely did. I'm pulling out receipts. So Golden Boy, aka the dude with the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I just wanted to mention because we gotta say R.I.P. to the homie because he's no longer with us because he was hung, and he had to be showed as an example because we were talking about the game, but just to show you how it's funny because when you hear these guys, they talk about we want to have a good, clean game. Meanwhile, people are dying. So it's I just feel like it's contradicting itself, but whatever. But they wanted to bring honor to him because he was cheating along with a few other guys who were a part of the staff. And I say staff meaning the PlayStation Masters. They're hung to be made an example out of. And they said the game would proceed. So, and with that said, I want you to proceed with everything he was going. I just wanted to throw that in out there.
You're very right. So they do see their bodies hung up, like just hung, right? And the guy mentioned, like the voice over the intercom, he mentioned, hey, yeah, these guys broke the rules and we want to keep everything fair. No one has any disadvantages here, right? And keep in mind what he said for the next episode, because he clearly said here that nobody's going to have any unfair disadvantages. But we see that's not the case in the next episode. But anyway,
let's go.
They go into this area where they have to pick their partners. And again, nobody wants to pick the girls. Nobody wants to pick the old man. Like, even there was one point where Manchild was looking at the old man, but he was like, yeah, nah, I can't. I can't do it. But Golden Boy, he ends up pairing up. Instead of pairing up with the Manchild, who's been like his friend like since childhood, he pairs up with 199, aka the strongest Ali. It was like yo, me and you.
We going to the top, baby.
We going to the top. Ain't nobody gonna beat us. But he says this all in front of his guy, his dude. He knows all his life, and I'm like,
he probably knew. You know why? He knew his friend was trash. That's why he didn't pick him.
That's facts. He has little faith in Manchild because Manchild's been an F up his whole life. And he's not faithful or has any faith that he's going to change. So he's like, look, let me stick with strongest Ali over here. And also our main girl, Black Widow 67. Yeah, she gets paired up with another girl, the same girl from the last episode, the little skinny giant. So
why you make it sound like a blunt?
I told y'all before.
Yes,
that will be running at the mouth. I'm telling you, she is buck wild. This girl.
Talking.
Oh yeah, no, she talks a lot. Yeah.
Like 80% of her weight is that mouth. Just
because earlier she was real quiet, and everybody thought she was gonna be docile. Ha!
No.
So as everyone's pairing up, right? We got Hot Girl Grandma. Hot Girl Grandma is struggling to find a teammate. Like, nobody want to be paired with her. She's looking all around to find somebody. Ain't nobody there. So what ends up happening, right? Manchild, he approaches this guy, or this guy approaches him like, hey, you and me can pair up. Time is running out. We got to pick somebody. And because they hung Dr. 111, there's an odd number of folks. So he's like, yo, if we don't find somebody, they about to kill whoever's left over, because look, we got an odd number. So Manchild, the guy holds out his hand to Manchild, right? And Manchild, you think he's about to take it. And then you see he has like a moment of like, yo, I can't let this happen to my guy. He goes over to Agent 111, like, look, you trying to be teammates or not?
Oh yeah, thank you.
Right, and he right. Okay.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we win. Yeah.
Yes. So they are kind of ushered. All of our new teams are beginning to be ushered into the room, and that's when our Hot Girl Grandma, she doesn't have a
grandma.
Yes. So they're like, yo, they start escorting her out, and we're like, oh, bro, she the one, she got me selected. And even the first time I watched this show, right, I was telling you guys in the group chat,
right?
I was like, this don't make no sense. And they talking about everything got to be fair. She just got to get eliminated because ain't nobody trying to pick her, and there's an odd number. So anyway, she gets taken away, presumably dead. And
I like that though. I you know what I liked about it? Because it made you think that, because the way this game had been structured, if something didn't happen in a certain amount of time, you died, right? I mean, you died. That's why I really like that, because first time watching, I said, I didn't mean to interrupt, but wow, they really. Because she's a character, so I was sitting there saying, yeah, get rid of her like now. But carry on.
So she gets taken away. We are kind of ushered into this new game room, and it's like a like a live action. It's like the Sims neighborhood. You walk in, it's a whole built neighborhood ready to go.
Yeah. I didn't think that.
And as our teams kind of split up, they're given like little packs of marbles or little packs, and they're like, hey, the intercom voice comes on again, like, yo, you can use these marbles any kind of way, but the last player is with all the marbles is the one who wins, right? And the other one who don't got no marbles gets eliminated. So they were like, yo, I thought we were going to be on teams, but we're actually opponents. So that makes things a little sticky, right? Because everybody who are friends, they kind of paired up, not knowing that one of them is going to have to kind of low-key kill the other, right?
Yes.
So
yes,
since agent number 1 and Manchild are paired up, right? Agent number 1 goes into like this whole like, you know, dementia type state. Like he don't know. He's like, hey, I grew up here as a child. He's not even trying to play the game. He's not even like there mentally.
I'm sorry, this shit was hilarious because even his partner said, come on, we have to get the marbles. Come on. And then he started walking off with like really aggressive. I don't want to play.
Like an old person.
And this part bothers me because I said, so now you have dementia? Like, no, because throughout the whole time he was fine, he was okay, he was playing 1 2 1 2 what is it?
Buckle my shoe.
Yeah, duck goose, all this stuff, which I hope they do that next season, but I digress. But I mean, now all of a sudden, now with the marbles, and now I grew up here, and he's walking around, and poor Manchild is he's sitting there saying like, I don't want you to die, but I don't want to die either, man. You know, like, come on, let's at least try to have one of us alive.
Yes. So he was just like, sir, we gotta play. And you're right. Yes, very aggressive, like an old man would. Like, you know, they get that old man strip sometimes.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So he's like struggling to get him to play. Our dude, what's his name? 101, aka Cockface, aka Snakeface. He gets paired. He gets paired with one like his little lucky jumps. And once they start playing the game, everybody
that was his boy though, right? Like that was a part of it. That was his boy in the group, right?
Just like what's it called? Manchild said in the last episode, like your people aren't really your people. I would be scared if I were you. And these people ain't really his people. We find that out later. So everyone starts playing their little game, right? You know, most of them pick like this even odd game that I've never heard of. And we got a couple people already losing, like Snakeface losing. We got Golden Child losing, and he even had to explain
to that one.
Yeah,
yes.
He had to explain the game to Ali. Ali never played before.
But he's the strongest. That's
Ali
why he
ended
won.
up kicking his ass.
Yeah, he's the strongest. That's why he won.
Well, certainly not the quickest.
Well,
no.
So what happens is 111, no, not Dr. 111, Snake Eyes, and again, he's playing like his boy, like this dude who we don't really know that well, but he's kind of been his lackey whole time. The lackey is beating his A, and he's like, oh, the lackey tells him, no, just because I called you boss a couple times don't mean I ain't about to take you out, bruh, so don't even think it's sweet.
Yeah, didn't he beat him like a few times? So the guy kept saying, let's have a rematch. He said, no, I beat you. You're a bum. I beat you. You whatever, eat the dirt. And to which he, because this part was interesting to me because I was like, wow, they're gonna really take out the Cock. And then Cock tells dude, he says like, yo, can I get a rematch? And the guy says, permission granted, which I thought was interesting because the PlayStation matches the whole time. I mean, not to say they don't talk or nothing like that, but they usually just don't give you any leeway. But he's like, yeah, sure, you could have a rematch. Yeah.
As long as it doesn't break the rules. But yeah, and also, yeah, Golden Boy and Ali are playing, and Ali is whooping his A like from here to who knows where. Yeah. And you know, Ali has like such respect for him, so he's feeling bad that he's winning.
No, I love this so much. I'm sorry, like when he says, let's have a rematch. No, like you said, he has respect because he says, no, sir. There's respect, but he's like, hey, F you, I want to live too. Like, I won. I love, and I like that because, like, even with the no, sir, because you could just say, you know, like, no. You know, you go, no. But he's like, no, sir. No. Sorry, you lost. I have a family.
Family too.
Right. I can't die either, sir. Sorry, sir. You got to go, sir. and also our girls, Black Widow and other chick, right? They decide, hey, you know, let's just play one game, one round, and whoever wins once wins it all. We just gonna waste this time, chat, or not waste it, but we're gonna spend our time instead of playing. We're gonna chill, chat, and then play at the very last second. So they're chatting, and what's her name? Now I actually want to call her one. 67, aka Black Widow.
Yes.
She starts giving us a little insight to her background. So she's from North Korea. She kind of moved down to South Korea, and her mother couldn't make it. Her brother's in the orphanage. They are kind of like there illegally. She pretty much has had like a rough childhood. There was like a whole plague in her old neighborhood and stuff. So when old girl starts telling her story too, other like, you know, Minnie Mouse, I'll call her because she's really skinny. Minnie Mouse starts telling her story. And it's just as sad too. She's talking about her father was a priest, but he, you know, killed her mother. And, you know, then he killed him, you know.
She killed the father. I think she killed the father because I thought, I forgot everything, but I thought he was doing like inappropriate stuff. And that's when he was, and she said, like, I want to stop. Because I forget that actual part, but like, I know a part where she says, I killed my father. Like, it stopped because I killed him. And it was a really powerful situation there. And, you know, and we'll pick up and then, you know, so you'll come back. But, yeah, I mean, does anything you want to put into this? Because I thought this was like really,
I mean, the whole way that ended was shocking to me, but then it was very compelling.
Yeah, compelling.
She had already known from the beginning that that was, you know, what she was going to do. And they literally spent that time getting to know each other. And then
that was so hard.
And then it's just that in the end, when they had the competition.
Wait, don't tell. We ain't get to that part yet. No, piece by piece.
You're gonna drag out the whole show, like
we bring you on piece by piece, bro. Piece by piece. Take your shot, sir. If you're watching, take your shot, take your drink, and enjoy. Don't forget to like the video.
Hey.
So
keep going.
Okay, so yeah. Now we also get to the point that we get Mr. Sneaky, Mr. Golden Boy. He's at his last damn marble, right?
Literally.
And he tells Ali, yo, you cheating, man. Like, you ain't know about this game. I know you cheating. And he
no, sir.
He kirk off on him. And, you know, he was like, how could I cheat? How could I cheat? So this guy is like such an evil mastermind, right? And I call him this, right? But at the same time, I'm like, okay, it is low-key every man for himself at this game. So I feel bad. When I first saw it, I felt bad because the way he tricked him with the marble bag and making the old, you know, switcheroo and, you know, talking him into trusting him is very sneaky. And I was like, yo, I don't like this, right?
Right.
But at the same time, it is every man for himself.
Right.
And it's life or death. So what would anyone really do this? Like, what would anyone put in this position?
It's very hard. Matter of fact, I saw a post not that long ago, and they were talking about the difference between him and Cockface. Pretty much saying, like, I know because of the name, right? But the thing with the Cock is like he already established who he was. Now, Golden Boy, I mean, the thing is, he's very intelligent. I think that's something that just can't go over anybody's head, how intelligent he is. Because even the thing when you talk about tricking him into, I mean, like he tricked, and I think it got me too. Because I was like, what did he do? Because I was sitting there saying, oh, maybe it's a little honor, and then next thing you know, he did the thing and tricked him. But I think as each episode went by, you saw more and more of his real character. But you asked a really great question. What would anybody want to do in that situation of survival? That's the thing. Yeah. Survival kicks in a lot of times. Survival kit. Not everyone is the kindest person. Like we talked about the girl. I know we're going to talk more about her, Minnie Mouse. But when survival kicks in, you're instantly thinking about how can I survive? F everybody else. How can I live? How can I protect myself? So it's really rough. It's one of those things where you ask people, and it's easy to say, "Oh no, I would have." Yeah, it's easy to say that, but when you're in that predicament, what do you really do?
You never know. And if you anyone watching as a Walking Dead fan, it
Mhm.
reminded me very much of like season 1 or 2 of Walking Dead when Rick was still on that, I want to be a good guy type situation. And Shane, I think it was been a while since I've seen that season. Shane was very much like, yo, it don't matter. Anybody can get it, anybody can go. And that's how Rick ended up turning later on in the season, because you do kind of have to adapt based on your surroundings, and the surroundings is life or death in this game. So I don't know if he's a villain, but I don't know if he's any more a villain than any one of us would be.
I think it's easy to label him a villain, but you do ask a good question on what would any of us do in that particular situation. Go ahead, Vic.
It looks like something that anybody would do in a position like that, because at the end of the day, everybody that's there is just being greedy. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but what I was saying, like, it's about that big ball of cash that is on top of the thing. So they needed to solve their problems, and that's pretty much what him and Ali were arguing about, because they need that. They need to keep on living, and they need that money to solve all of their problems. And the thing is, like, when it comes to Golden Boy, he's praised for being so smart, but he even gambled on futures. Like, you know what I mean? Why would you do something dumb like that? So the guy's not that smart. But at the end of the day, when it comes to his survival, I'm not gonna lie, that whole situation was genius. It was messed up, but it was genius. I'm not gonna lie. The whole thing with the rocks and the thing, I didn't see that coming. And when I saw it coming, when I saw it happen, my jaw dropped, because I was just like, that's fucked up.
Yeah. But I'm like,
but you can understand it, because it's just like, hey,
what would anybody do in that situation? And you asked the best that question about that. Like, but I wanted to say, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but when you were talking about like everyone's there for greed, and that's true, but also you saw a lot of people with different characters, because I want to get to Minnie and Black Widow, where she was a different person, where she pretty much what happened? Okay. We'll give them a minute, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you're having a good time, like, love, and share, have a cold one with us. Get your drink. Come on, we're talking about Squid Games. Come on, what's more fun than drinking and talking about dangerous games? But I wanted to say, because her story when they were talking, oh, he's back. Okay, cool. But wanted to talk about her story because she was one of the non-greedy ones, because she could have played this game, whatever. But like Vic was saying earlier, she probably already made peace with, okay, this girl, let me hear her story, and I'll take the bullet. And she did. And I thought that, and I think that's what made this episode so. I think the reason with this episode was you're pretty much saying you're paired with someone. And it's hard, especially when you're paired with someone you love or respect or have a connection with. I don't want to say there was love here, but there's a connection. I think there was an actual genuine connection between Ali and Golden Boy. I really do believe that. I genuinely believe that. The short time that we saw, Minnie, the short time we saw her, and I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we don't know these names, because we're not trying to pronounce them, especially since we've been drinking. It's a terrible. It's terrible if we even tried. But Minnie, that was with Black Widow, or what number was she?
67.
67. Even the little time that she was with her, you could sense that there was a connection, because when she did eat that bullet, 67, and you don't really just cry for no reason. That was a genuine, like, they heard their stories, and it was almost one of those things where I think in her mind, she said, if we were able to get out of this alive, we would have been friends. We would have got along perfectly.
And
that's why I got out of that. Yes.
I think maybe, they might have been friends, but I feel like more so that Minnie could have been 67. If 67 didn't have her brother to live for, she wouldn't even have any kind of like will to fight. I don't think so. She gives a damn about anything that's going on otherwise than helping her brother and getting her mother. So the only thing that's anchoring her is her family.
Right.
So had she have not had that, she would be Minnie. Minnie is her story. They are one and the same, two sides of the same coin. But long story short, right?
Right.
The victors in each individual group. We didn't even get to agent number 1 and freaking Man-Child, because
right
he
here.
he eventually got agent number 1 to start playing, right? But because he got like this whole dementia thing, as they're playing, freaking Man-Child is losing like horribly to this old man.
That's why Golden Boy didn't want him. He's a loser.
Yes, that's
I'm
why
sorry, he's a loser.
So, dude is agent number 1.
Yes.
He's going in and out of like
dementia,
but he's winning. And there was this one moment when when Man-Child guessed the number, but he was wrong. But Agent 11 is so like in his brain, like messed up, he couldn't remember which one he guessed. So because again, this is a life or death situation, Man-Child said, even.
Mm-hmm.
I said even though he said odd or one or the other. And he was kind of taking advantage. And when I was watching this the first time, right, I was thinking, did agent number 1, did he like low-key just extend an olive branch to him? Did he really know that what was going on? Mm-hmm. Or was he really in this dementia state? And after we've seen like the whole season, I'm pretty sure that he was aware.
No, he did.
Plus at the end of the episode,
he was totally aware, because eventually he even mentions like, oh, this was all a gag just for whatever. But there was a word that they use, and I don't want to pronounce it because I know I'm going to be totally.
I think it's called Gganbu, because I was
it's like in a way of, because he said it earlier, like we're friends. I think it's a way of saying friendship and how and the sense of closeness, because I believe that he genuinely got close to Man-Child, or Man-Child got, either way, however you want to word it. But there was a connection there. You know, they're all there.
I feel like that was the whole purpose of the Squid Game.
What, to have build their connection?
No, for the old man to make a friend.
I don't know. Either way, it's a mess. But one of my friends I was talking to about the show, right? He said that he feels that agent number 1 is low key Man-Child's dad, because they both grew up in like a neighborhood that's similar to the Sims neighborhood that we find them in the game, because they were both like, yeah, we both grew up. You grew up in an area like this, I grew up in an area like this too, right? And then plus we never see agent number 1's Man-Child's dad. Right. He lives at home with a single mother. We don't know what the heck happened to his dad.
I don't want to go.
I mean, but wait, that's the same thing with Golden Boy.
No. Could be. That's why when I told him, I said, I don't know, because I feel like the double twist, we already get the twist of agent number 1 in the final episode, right? So I don't know if it makes sense to do a double twist, like an extra twist on top of a twist. So that's why I was a little skeptical.
That's too much twist
with the brothers.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Twist. So we've been drinking.
No, but wait, there's other twists.
There's other twists, but we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. But that's pretty much the end of episode 6.
Right.
Golden Boy tricks Ali, dead. Minnie Mouse and Agent 69, then 67. Minnie Mouse throws the game. She's like, you got more to live for than me. Thanks for playing with me.
I think that's what was the hardest right there, when you hear all of that. And, you know, I didn't want to cut you off because there was that, and also too with agent number 1, because he said what you said, what was the word? I'm sorry, Gumba? I almost said Gumby.
Yeah, but... gum. I know the first part is gum, and I want to say the second part is Gumba.
And when you said Goomba, that's literally the things Mario stepped on. But yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, we're drinking. But nonetheless. And then when you hear the bullet shoot, you see Man-Child, because he, like you said earlier, like what would anybody do in a situation? I think we can all say Man-Child is probably have the most pure heart out of everybody in this game. At least I think so. And he obviously tricked the old man To which the old man was already aware of it because he was like, "Oh no, I knew. Come on." But he's like, "But you know what? Thanks for playing with me. I'm 70. I'm 800 years old. It's okay. I've seen it all. I've seen the dinosaur, Jesus. You know. So like, for him, he's already like, it's okay. But you can still see the guilt playing on Manchild because he's like, wow, like it really bothered him because I know because this game was hard. Like you're pretty much saying we have to pick between who dies. It's not like pick between because it's like if it's elimination, like fine, I'm going home. It's all right. I'm going home. I'm going back to my regular day of living. But you're talking about you're not living. You're literally eliminated. So, but that was episode 6. That was a really powerful episode, and I say powerful meaning the ending where everyone's choosing because even but the cock didn't care. He didn't care. He didn't care about killing anybody.
Yeah, he found his way. He eased his way into a victory. Old sneaky face.
Oh yeah, and after he beat him, he said, "Do you smell what the cock is cooking?" And he left. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching for 6. But we're on episode 7 because I thought this game was crazy. But lead the way and
yes. And if you're watching, don't forget to leave us a like. Don't forget to drink your shot. Everybody take a drink.
I'm all out of Fireball, but I got some wine, baby. What do you got there, Vic?
Pour the wine down. Yes. Kill it.
Throw them at the end of Vic. There we go, Vic. I like how Vic is like, he's put the wine down. He's sitting there saying, what the hell did I get into?
Right. Me and Jack and Rose is about to be effed up at the end of this.
I know. We're going to be playing Mario Kart, just swerving all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
I know, right?
DUI on the game.
I gotta get back to laundry.
Okay. Episode 7. We open up pretty much looking at the casket of the strongest Ali. Shot dead because of the sneakery of Golden Boy.
Yeah.
Now, also, Snake Cockface, he comes in. And he expects to come into an empty dormitory, but lo and behold, our girl, our survivor, she will hustle her way in.
Betty White had nothing on this girl, baby. Betty White had nothing on this girl. She sat there, she was in the bed like this. What's up? Where up?
You been?
You thought I was gone?
I'm waiting for you at the door.
No, she came out of nowhere like Lil' Kim.
Facts.
She was ill.
She's still alive, and she pretty much said, "Yo, they said it wasn't fair to eliminate me, so I've been here eating my hard-boiled eggs and potatoes, waiting for y'all to show up."
Oh, you mean the ones that they cut the line for? So she pretty much had more of those.
one of the very same, and it kills me because they have all of this money, but they're literally feeding them like hard-boiled eggs, potatoes.
You know why they're doing it. You know exactly why they're doing what they're doing. Because even that episode, exactly. There's really a setup. Because like the last episode that we did, or one of the last episodes that we did, and it caused all kinds of hell. They did that on purpose, so because they knew. Because when you're hungry, you're a whole different person. I know
you're angry. You're hangry.
You're hangry. That's right. There's with a capital H too. You gotta make sure that H is capital. That shit got to be like Godzilla size. But when you're hungry, they're just a whole nother person. So that's why they did what they did. But obviously they have money, and we'll review that. They have money because I'm just gonna say that they have money.
Facts. And also, it's our friend, right? Our friend stepdaddy. He's been working behind the scenes. Stepdaddy.
Oh my God. I like how it's that picture with that bang over the face.
Yes, giving very much daddy, but he's daddy number 2, so he's stepdaddy. And so he's been working behind the scenes. He's in the cut, like he go up into the area where like the Goldfinger room. Like we got like all of this whole mirror hallway. We got mask dude on the phone. So stepdad, he comes up after the mask dude hangs up the phone, talking about, I think he said something about the VIPs are on their way.
Yes.
He hangs up the phone, leaves, and stepdaddy comes in, right? And he's like, let me pick up the phone and press readout, but it ain't work. The readout button wasn't working. And so he hanged the phone up. And he's trying to put 2 and 2 together. He's still there, sneaking behind the scenes. So remember him because we gotta go through some more things with him. So, but he's still present.
I think this was actually his episode, honestly. But carry on.
Yes, he had a lot of things going on.
Oh man.
So we find out that there's these other folks coming to the island. Like this ain't just exclusive. Nobody knows. These
guys had money.
Yeah, there's people called the VIPs, and they're in their way, right? And as a little later in the episode, when the mask, the host or whatever you want to call him, Black Mask.
The mask. Jim Carrey showed up. Yes.
Yes, Black Mask. The mask comes up. He's like, "Yeah, I know you're here, intruder. Like, I know what's up, what's going on." And he's like, "I know you're here because you hang the phone up the wrong way." I'm like, how anal is this guy that you realize which way you hang up the phone every time you hang up the phone? Like, it's so weird. But he senses
how detail he was, right? Talking about Black Mask.
Yes.
He's so good at that. Go ahead.
Very detail oriented. And he even tells me, like, look, even the bullet you used to shoot the other guy is a Korean police issued gun. I know that bullet.
He's so good at, and I want to say that for the last episode because I saw something about that, but I want to say that for the last episode. But he's so good at detail. I didn't even pick that up with the phone. I didn't peep that, but good on that. So
he's like, I know you're here. So he's going searching for him. He goes into the archives room, right, trying to find a guy. And that's when he gets a call talking about, hey, yo, the VIPs are here. They pulling up. So he ain't got time to look for the intruder anymore. He got to go meet the VIPs.
Yeah.
And so we get a peek at the VIPs. And if you look at our thumbnail, right, you see a little peek of one. They come in, very, incognito, that nobody knows what they look like, but they're there, right? And they have like these little golden masks. Look at dude in the corner. That's a VIP.
He didn't have a martini with him. That's all.
He has a martini, top shelf, because he's rich. top shelf.
Yeah. You can tell they don't know what bottom is.
They don't know bottom shelf.
Oh my God.
But they all come in, and of course Black Mask has to greet them. And they come in, he escorts them into like this grand room where we got these naked bitches all around. They got body paint. And we got
them bitches were naked,
booty naked, all up in the camera on Netflix. I'm like, what is this, Pornhub? But
I was watching because I said, wait, what happened here? I didn't know I didn't know what was going on, but yes.
Booty cheeks all up in the camera.
Booty cheeks. I forget. It was the Thugnificent song. Go ahead.
So our good friend, right?
Damn, I haven't thought of that in a minute. Yo.
So they're like, yo, can you tell us the game? We spend money on this game every year. They're like looking at it like entertainment, like it's American Idol, and they gotta vote for their favorite player, right? Yeah. And the headmaster, the game master.
I'm sorry, they legit had bets on these guys. Like they had bets on these. Matter of fact, and I want you to finish, but real quick, there was one guy who had a bet on. I don't know what number this guy was, but he
69.
hung himself. The one who hung himself.
69. Because the little freak joint, the little freak VIP was like, "Ooh, I picked him because 69."
Yeah, right. Because I laughed at the number, but I'm a child. But like. But I'm right because he said no, and then that's when it made with the VIP showing up. It makes sense, meaning because I'm saying where are they getting all this money from? And it was because these guys are, and I think they said these games are going all over, even just Korea. It's all over. I mean, all over. But carry on.
But if you notice, right, all the VIPs. They had a certain aesthetic and a certain vocal cords that, and I'm like, what are they trying to say here? Is there some kind of messaging, going on? But I digress, right? And so we got the little nasty joint, the little big old freak. He voted on the 69 because he liked the number, but 69, of course, he just had to kill his wife in the last games because. She couldn't collect all the marbles. So the 69 is losing it. He's like, why don't we just end this? This is sick. We can all vote. But Golden Boy's like, I ain't kill Ali for nothing. We ain't.
Listen, the strongest Ali is the deadest Ali. We
We
moving
ain't about
on.
to end this game.
We moving on. That's right. He's like, we're moving on. Listen. What's that?
To come back and start over?
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what he even said. Okay, we stop. What? You can't bring her back. And I think he just couldn't deal with that. You couldn't even deal with that. He couldn't deal with that.
And he made a decision that ended in his life being taken by himself. Right? I don't want to say too much because of YouTube. Don't want to get canceled.
No.
But the VIPs, it's all a game to them. They betted on who's going to win. One big old freak daddy, he's like, yo, my number's gone, you know. It's like a game to them.
He was just extra
wild.
He was wild. Yeah, he was wild. Mm-hmm.
So they go on talking about the next game, you know. The mask, he ain't trying to tell them what's the next game. He said, but you're about to like it. I'm here to make sure you have fun. I can't tell you what the game is, but you know, I'm on your side, right? So they start this next game, or at least they show like a little
it was like a toy. I know what you mean. It was like
miniature version.
It was like a display. Yeah.
Yeah, display of the game. And it looks like, you know, a bridge, you know what's going on. It's just like a bridge situation. And our boo stepdaddy, he already infiltrated the spot. He got a mask on, he's serving drinks like this. Like, what do you mean?
Oh yeah, no, he got him good. Yeah.
He's serving drinks like this. And the little big old freak, he takes a liking to our boo stepdaddy. He's like, ooh, you know, come over here, sit by me type situation, right?
Your freak. Your freak is like, what?
But before we get there, we get into the point where our main characters, they're brought into the game, right? They're brought into this white room. They see these mannequins with little jerseys with numbers on them. And they're told, yo, like, look, go and select a number. So we got our eager crew. They go straight in. They go straight to the middle numbers, right? And after that, only thing are left are the early numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and everything else, like, you know, 13, 14, 15, 16.
The last.
And as the next person who kind of goes up after the middle numbers are done is our guy, you know, man child. And he's debating. He's like, I don't know what to do, but let me go to the first. You know, just in case the time run out, I could be number one. But as he's walking up, he has a change of heart. He's like, oh, but I don't want to be real first, because what if it's some stuff that I don't even know the game? So he tries to turn around, get something a little later, but it's gone. Everybody done snatched it up like, you know, Black Friday deals at Walmart, and it's all gone.
That's not. Yeah, that's accurate.
Yes,
that was some quick snapping on those, because everyone was picking the middle towards the end. So now he's like, do I want to be 1 or 2? And I thought it was, I forgot who the guy was, but he said, you know, all my life I've never led. I never led. So can I get this? And that's when Major was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. I'll take the last one. Sure. Yeah. You know, tomatoes, right? Mm-hmm. Carry on.
And it just so happens that as they get into the games, it's this, you know, who knows, Russian roulette in a way. Like, they have this bridge, and some of the planks on the bridge are made of regular old glass that's about to snap, crackle, pop if you step on it, right? And the other ones are made out of tempered glass that is enough to hold the weight of 2 people. So as they announced this, the dude who said begged and plead for number 1, he looked back at Manchild like,
this could
have been you.
It's like, dude,
right.
Dude, yeah.
Buyer's remorse.
Nice.
So they start playing the games.
Oh my God.
And as they're playing the games, this is when our VIPs, we're flashed to our VIPs. And, you know, big old freak, he done took a liking to stepdaddy. He's telling stepdaddy, like, look, come sit by me, right? You looking good. I'm trying to see what's good with that mouth do, right? And stepdaddy's trying to get out of it. He's like, I got to serve the other guests, sir.
Yeah, but he kept trying to hold it, like touch him, and
Yes.
this part too. He was like, "Oh, I have other things to say. Hey, do you mind if I keep this one?"
Mhm.
Everyone else is like,
And nobody
"Yeah,"
minded.
they're like, "Yeah, sure, keep him. Yeah, whatever." Because
There you
they did
go.
the game, but this guy is he's just trying
And
to have a time.
I used to be a waitress, right? Way back in the day.
Mhm.
And this is like the worst feeling when you have like that one like guest customer come in and they just real touchy feeling. You like, you try to keep your composure, but you still want to tip, but you're like, yeah, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, no, I bet. Yeah, yeah, I bet.
It's
No,
uneven power
no,
set here. He has all the power. You have no power.
right.
But
It's not.
anyway, low key, right? Stepdaddy's there recording the whole thing. He's got in his like in his hand, he's got his sleeve like this. And in his hand, he's got the cell phone. He's recording all of these motherfuckers, right? So
Oh, he saw the snake, man. The way he was doing things. This is what I said. This was really more of his episode. I mean, episode 3 was kind of an episode for me with him, but this one was a real episode because it showed the skills of this man. I'm gonna say man.
skills to pay the
I'm
bill.
not saying daddy, but I'm gonna say the skills of this man.
So big old freak's like, look, you got the most beautiful eyes. You know, I'm feeling you, right? Come hang out with me. And so stepdaddy, he's down with the game. Like he don't want to do nothing too freaky. But he like, look, let me get this guy alone so I can interrogate him, right?
Yes.
So they go into this back room. And this old nasty, big old freak, big body motherfucker, he come in, he took off his clothes.
Look
he's
at
like,
me and my
"Ooh,
belly.
if you can satisfy me in 5 minutes, I'm gonna change your life. You don't never gotta work again, right? I'll take you out of this place." And what's it called? Stepdaddy, he's like, he plays along with it, right? Dude is completely nude. And he whips it out, whips out the
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't ask for that. Like, I saw that and I was like, come on, man. What's happening here? I didn't
They
know
showed the whole shebang, right? And as he whips it out, stepdaddy's playing along until the very moment he just like grabs him by like the nutsack.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Good for him.
It's like, oh, if you tell me what I want to know in 5 minutes, I'll let you live. Pretty much.
Oh man,
he has him at gunpoint.
He was so good at this because he was so smart because he used a lot of things against. He said, if I take my mask off, they'll kill me. That's how he even got that room. Just the brilliance of it, because he knew this guy can't beat me. He knew in his mind. He said, this guy can't beat me. Yeah, let me play the game, blah, blah, blah. Let me do that. And, you know, obviously, dude is trying to have a moment. And he had quite the moment. I don't think it was the moment he wanted, though.
Certainly not.
I'll say this. He might have liked it rough, but it was a little too rough.
Too rough. He pulled the gun out. It was too much. It was no safe word, just straight violence. And so, what's it called? Is hot on his trail, you know, Black Mask, right? Yeah. Because earlier, his little lackeys, you know, the game PlayStation Masters, right? They're like, yo, we found a body. Come peep it out, right? We found the intruder. There's a body here. So our dude Black Mask, he come out, look at the body. They pull out the ID. Say, hey, the ID came in. He was a cop. He look at the ID like, nah, this nigga still here. this old decaying body ain't my guy. It don't match up, right? So when he realizes that, yo, this dude is still in the vicinity, he's kind of like, you know, trying to peep out.
He's on the search. He's on the search. He's on the search.
Meanwhile, back at our main course, the core characters, they're trying to go across the bridge.
Oh my God. This game was hella.
I want to call this episode Hot Girl Grandma's Revenge, because she wasn't playing games.
Oh my goodness. No, she wasn't. Look at that girl. Ow! Oh yeah, I thought you said it. But yeah,
she was ready. She said, "You ain't get this poon, ain't free. You try to take the poon and act like you ain't know me."
She wanted. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. 33 years of my living. This is what I learned. If a woman tells you she's crazy, and you have to believe it. And when she said, "Hey, look, if you turn on me, stuff is gonna be bad," he didn't take her. He did not take her heating, and they both. Because even this game, I wanted to mention. There's a few things here. This game is crazy. Um, this glass game. There was one guy. I want to give him a lot. I want to put a magnifier on him because there was this one guy who was on there and he just but then he went in the glass because he was so quick on the glass. You know, if they hop, it's like almost like chess. You do like this. But this guy was so quick on doing it and he was good to the point that no one could remember what the thing was. And it was pretty much like you said, it was Russian roulette. But when the cock was on it, because then he was leading, you know, because that's the problem with the world, the cock. So the cock was leading, and as he was on there, he said, "If anybody want to do it, get in front of me and do it, because I'm not doing it." Because he made it clear, we all die. So he you know, we all die. And like you mentioned, you already painted the picture, so let me help detail that picture. Grandma hops right behind him and said, "You know what? You're a real piece of shit." And she said, "You're a real piece of, you're a real piece of work." I wish I knew his government name because that makes it even worse when you know the government name. "You're a real piece of work." Let's call him John. "You're a real piece of work, John." She says, "You know what? No one betrays me." She gives him, and this woman is strong too.
Yes.
It was a hug. It was a hug. Now I've been hugged, but I've been able to go like, nah. But he couldn't break out. And he's in this like, no, he's doing like this. He's doing the shimmy. No, stop. Get off me, you crazy woman. Get off. Stop. And she says, "If I go, you go." And I love this. I love the camera angle of it because it's slow motion as he goes through the glass. And it's just and I don't even think she died from the fall. I don't think she died.
That hatred kept her alive.
Yeah, that hatred, absolutely. I think even when they put her through the flames, she was still fuming. I think she went to that casket and said, "I ain't done with you yet, bitch." So yeah, that was a fun. I mean, when I saw that, I remember saying, "Wow, she got because I didn't expect her to win, but I didn't know how far she would go. But yeah, this right here, she eliminated her, and I think at this point she made peace with look. If I'm dying, you're dying too.
Right, we
dying. The whole thing with this game was, hey, let's not die. But she was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah. I don't think she wanted to die, but I think she wanted to kill him. And she's like, if I got to be the sacrifice.
I'm with it. Because the way when she went through that glass, all I was thinking was Stone Cold was going to come out. But yeah, she went through the glass. They went through the glass. And I think with the last four was basically Golden Boy, Man-Child, Black Widow, and then another guy who pretty much could tell which was actual glass that you could hop on, or
the temper glass versus the regular glass. And yeah, apparently he has been like working with glass his whole life, and he could tell which glass could support weight and which glass could not. He just has to look at it and kind of discern which one, right? Mm-hmm. And they were asking him like, "Yo, why you wait this whole time?" He was like, "For these niggas, no, they was trying to kill me. Let them die."
Yeah.
Now that they're gone.
He wasn't in the front either, so he couldn't tell. Especially when you have the cock up front. He says, "Hey, does anybody want to stay here and challenge the cock?" So like he didn't wait. But once they were out, it made it easier. But that's when the mask challenges them. Because they realized like, hey, this ain't no fun. They go ahead. I think.
And this is when alcohol burning my throat.
He was like, "Yo, this ain't fun." Like he could tell, like this ain't fun. Like I wanted to see blood. Like,
but this is when it doesn't make sense because the last episode they're talking about, everyone, there's no unfair biasness. It's all equal. There's no, outside interference, low key, and then they low key come in and rig the game against them. They turn the lights off.
Right.
So our dude, glass master, he can no longer tell the difference between this tempered glass and the regular glass. They literally turn off the lights, guys. Like literally the last call at the club, they're like, flicking the shit like you gotta go.
They ain't paid their bills in time, so they had to turn off the lights.
They turned it off. And what's it called? Man-Child, he's like, "Oh man. I got this one marble in my pocket," because you mentioned that, you can kind of tell the difference between the sound. So he passes up the marble, it got them one slide closer, but there was still another slide. And our dude, freaking Golden Boy, he showed his true colors to the group. He's like, yo, you taking too long. He tells dude, let me decide for you. And he pushes him to his death.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, when he did that. And also let's tell the folks at home, this is being timed. So
yes,
they don't have a lot of time.
no.
I think at this point we're at the stretch mark. We were probably like at a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And when he went through there, Golden Boy did one, and then Hop. And we gotta give props to Black Widow because earlier in the game, because he's a man child, he wasn't paying attention to what she said, hop on left or right. I forget which one, but just helped him out because this game was challenging. You gotta remember they're hopping on glass. They had to take off their shoes when they were doing this. So I guess the shoes make it heavier or whatever. So she's helping him out, and eventually the three of them make it across. But just to show you, because I wanted to mention time, because as time is up, they blow up all the glass, because it pretty much was like, hey, look, if you didn't survive this game, that meant none of you guys were winning this money.
Mm-hmm.
But they all survived it. And I mean, it's going to pay a cost to one of the players, but you have to watch our review next week to see what the effect. But I mean, I thought this game, because there was a lot of these games that was going on, like Tug of War, Red Light, Green Light, because those are the games we knew, because we're born here in America. All these other games I don't know. Now I don't know if they ever played this glass game over there in Korea. Anybody? I'm pretty sure they didn't, because that's a freaking dangerous game. That's a really dangerous. I don't even think that's a genuine game. I think that's some stuff I feel like would be on Fear Factor, but you have the harness, like as you do it, and they're like, get swinging. But this was a wild episode, and 8 and 9. I mean, that's the last one of Squid Games. I mean, we sped it up, but 8 and 9, that should be fun, especially because you talked earlier how they have money. Episode 8 showed that they had money.
So. It does. So yeah, pretty much at the end of the games, the only survivors were Black Widow, Golden Boy, and Man-Child. And yeah, they did blow up the little magic bridge, Rainbow Bridge or whatever. And
oh, you play Mario Kart once, now you're calling everything. No, don't do that.
Look, don't hate. First of all, you ain't playing me, bruh. I'm about to defeat you tonight. So let's get that straight.
Okay. All right. Carry on.
But yeah, so Rainbow Big blows up, and that's pretty much the end of the episode, except Black Mask and his crew, they go out to try and find the intruder, because of course Black Mask is still skeptical that the intruder is gone. So it's we'll see what happens in the next episode. We all saw, but we left to recap it with you guys and discuss the things that we know now after seeing the full season. Absolutely. So if you like the video, don't forget to like the video and join us next Saturday with your drinks.
It's gonna be a good time. What are you doing?
Your drinks. Drink with us. We're talking crap about the show, and low key, I'm the most drunk here, but I finished my alcohol, so everyone else has to catch up. But leave us a like. See you next time, folks. Oh, hello, sir.
Oh, I know that
next
guy.
Week.
He's gonna do a Christmas thing because he likes Christmas.
Oh yes, Christmas in December. Don't forget to join us for our Christmas theme coming up next month. Bye.
Good night, y'all.